Good greeting, Lewis. So I had an exam yesterday, and sort of an hour beforehand I was sitting in the Students' Union with some of my friends, and we were talking about things that we thought might come up on the exam. You know, we were doing some sort of last minute revision, and then we when it came time, we got up, we walked out of the Students' Union across the sort of little road that separated the Student Union from the place where we were having the exam, past a big screen that is on my university's campus, and there was a big video of Eddie Izzard talking to some people. Eddie Izzard is the famous cross-dressing comedian. We were like, wow, what a terrible beret Eddie Izzard is wearing. Isn't that fun? Ha ha ha. So cut to us waiting outside the exam room for the exam. We're just sort of standing around doing this and that, and I turn around, and out of the corner of my eye I'm like, I can see a pink beret. And I turned around and I was like, oh shit, that's Eddie Izzard. And he was just sort of walking up some stairs nearby and you know, meeting some folks who had just been to the show that he was at. And I pointed it out to some of the people who I was with, and they all lost their goddamn minds, because really the last thing you expect 10 minutes before an exam is due to start is Eddie Izzard appearing and just being there. We did attempt to meet Eddie Izzard, but unfortunately people started going into the exam, and we were only sort of like a third of the way to the front of the rather large crowd that had formed around Eddie Izzard, and so we were like, fuck it, it's not worth missing an exam just to talk to Eddie Izzard. Sorry, Eddie, if you're watching. So you know this next part, Lewis, but I emailed you about this earlier in the week, but for everyone else who's watching who isn't Lewis, or me, we're taking a break next week. It's just for 1 week. I know dads sometimes leave to get a carton of cigarettes and then never come back. I mean, I assume. But we'll be back. We'll be back for realsies. For shoresies and for realsies. The reason for this is, as you can see from my exam timetable I have on my wardrobe here, I have an exam on Monday, on Wednesday, and on Friday, which are all days I'm supposed to make a video next week. So if we just sort of take this week, ignore it completely, then I can finish my 9:30 exam the next Monday, and bam, we're back in business. Now, Lewis might be planning on uploading something next week. I'm not really sure. I don't mind really what happens, but there will be no videos from me is really what the point of this whole thing is. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to revising for my metric spaces exam on Saturday, and Lewis, I will see you tomorrow. That was terrible. That was terrible.